Well, my dear, so today we have a really good topic. I love this topic. The topic is about telling stories. Okay, that is the topic that we have. We have story tenses, storytelling tenses. What is a storytelling tense? It's a tense that help us to construct an story. Okay, that help us to give details about a story that maybe is still happening. That is an story telling. So the topic of this is what is a story? Okay, and we have two main topics. The first one is the past perfect versus the simple past, and oh my god, it was not the past perfect, it's the present perfect. I'm sorry. The present perfect versus the simple past, and the present versus the past perfect continuous. Okay? So we have here the first one, the present perfect versus the past simple. Okay? So I don't know if you recognize this character. Do you know who is he?
Yes, Tintin.
Tintin, yes. What do you know, or what do you know about him?
I saw the movie.
Uh-huh.
Um, he's a journalist.
He's a journalist, that's right. And he has a dog, right?
Yeah.
This is the important thing. Okay, so well, here we have some kind of like images that I use from him to explain how does the stances work in comparison. Okay, the first thing that we have is the form of the present perfect. Okay, like we use have and has plus the past participle, right? So here um, we have seen, okay, that film, have, and the past participle here, yes, and she has seen that film because, well, as the third person. Also, we have the negative form, and the have and the has is the one that is being used as an auxiliary, right? Like haven't or hasn't. I haven't seen that film. She hasn't seen that film. Or the structure for the interrogatives, like where we start with the auxiliary. In this case, they have you seen that film? Has she seen that film? Okay, so this is like the way that we organize it. And also we can use w words for making questions, right? Like, I don't know, for example, what movie have you seen? Yes. So we can make W questions and these kind of things. So do you have questions about the form of the structure?
No.
No. Okay, very good. Maybe sometimes the past participles give us a little bit of a struggle, right? Give us problems. We need to memorize them by her. So, but that is the only thing that we have here. And well, the first thing is that we use the present perfect for finished events that are connected to the present. How is this? That maybe in the past you complete an activity, but the results of the effects you can see them now at this moment. Okay, so this is something
Okay.
that, I don't know. You finished something. It doesn't matter if it's recent or it was like long time ago, but the effects or the results, okay, we see them now. Okay, so for example, these guys, like the friends of Tintin, they take some kind of aspirins, and look at what happened with the question. What has happened to them? ¿Qué les ha pasado? So we're using this, and we can use the present perfect. Okay, they have used a weird pill. Okay, so here you are using the present perfect. Han usado o han consumido. You can also say they have taken. Okay, and we are explaining that the effect of the pill is still happening to them. Okay, it's still looking for the effect. Good,
Good.
great. Do you have questions so far? It's clear.
No, it's clear.
Very good. The other usage that we have for present perfect is like we have past events with expressions of time, like means up to now. What is like up to now? So that the activities continue. Okay, like started in the past but continue until today. Let me think. I've known Snowy for 7 years. He conocido, okay, and you use the expression for 7 years. So for 7 years and it's still ongoing. You can also use since here, but we're gonna check since in a few minutes. Okay, so don't worry. So the event of the action began in the past but continues up to the present. Okay, so starting in the past but it continues until today. Good, like in this example. Okay, and the other one that we have is experiences. Okay, when we talk about situations that we have or we haven't done, yes, like we complete or we haven't complete at some time and in a point of our lives. Questions like, have you ever been to China? Have you ever eaten sushi? Have you gone abroad? How many times have you gone abroad? Yes, these kind of questions, we use them with the present perfect. Experiences or situations that I did one time in the past, but maybe that I can do it again. For example, read a book. Have you read, I don't know, have you read The Perfume, for example? Yes, I have. Yes, so when we talk about experiences, or for example, the question about the movie, ¿ya has visto esta película? Oh yes, 3 times, and probably I'm gonna watch it another 3 times because it's my favorite. So this is an experience. It's something that we do in the past, but maybe that we are able to repeat, or that we just finished one time, but it was a situation that I experiment. Okay,
Okay.
great. So for example, have you gone to another country? Okay, this is like the experiences. Okay, very good. And we have the two words that I was mentioned before. Okay, for and since, and ever and never. Those are words that we generally use with this tense. So, do you remember more or less what is the difference between for and since? Before reading this, antes de leer esto, ¿cuál crees que es la diferencia?
I don't remember. Um, not teacher. I have
No.
to read.
Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna explain you. Don't read. I just prepared this
Okay.
for when you watch the video or for the other students when they watch the video, they can read, right? Like, okay, what is this? But I'm gonna explain because I like to talk. So when we have for, it's because we're talking about a period of time. Okay, what is a period of time that has a beginning and has an end? Okay, this is a period of time. So, for example, we can talk about years for 10 years, right? How long have you been a doctor? Oh, I have been a doctor for 10 years. How long have you been a teacher? I have been a teacher for 7 years, right? So we have these kind of structures that we can construct with this how long. Good? With the for, I'm sorry. For, you can use it for 10 minutes, okay? I've been here for 10 minutes. You see? Why? Because 10 minutes is a period of time, es un periodo de tiempo. No importa si es una hora, un minuto, 3 años, 10 décadas, okay? It doesn't matter, it's a period of time, right? Okay, so podemos hablar de periodos de tiempo, no importa cuál sea su duración. But with since is a specific point or a starting point in the past. Since 1997 or since we were 27. So you can say, how long have you been a doctor? Since, I don't know, since 2010. Okay, desde el 2010. Or how long have you been a teacher? Okay, I've been here since 7 a.m. Okay, so you see what is the difference? That here we are using 10 minutes because it's a period of time, but here I'm using, oh my god, I'm sorry, I wrote back since, okay, since 7 a.m. Desde, específicamente desde, okay? Do you have questions, my dear?
No.
Great, excellent. So The other two words that we usually have is never and ever. Ever is like in any point of your life, like in general, in any moment. And we only use this guy for questions. Okay, it's not for sentences. We don't use for sentences, but we use like this one. So, for example, this is for questions like, uh, have you have you ever eaten Moroccan food? Okay, this is a question that we have with ever. ¿Alguna vez? Have you ever eaten Moroccan food? Okay. And the never is used in affirmative sentences to show that something has never happened. Okay, something that at the moment it hasn't happened. So you can say, I have never been in Thailand. Okay, I have never been in Thailand. Nunca he estado. You see, I have never been. Okay, well, so do you have more questions about this?
No.
Great, excellent. So the next thing that we have is adverbs. Adverbs are these words that modifies the way that we talk, okay? Los adverbios modifican los verbos or the way that we do the actions. So the first adverb is just, okay? So just indicates a very like recent time before now, okay? This is something that we use to give the emphasis that an action that happened, like finish, is recent, okay? For example, look, the car has just broken down. Okay, the car just broken down. It was just a minute ago. You see, like they hear the bomb, they see the car has just broken down. Okay, I don't know. For example, I can say, I've just had breakfast. Okay, acabo de desayunar just in a minute, like 20 minutes ago. I've just had breakfast. Okay.
Okay.
Great. The other adverb that we have, I know that is a lot of information, but we're gonna practice speaking, okay? Don't worry. So the other thing that we have is already and yet. Okay, do you remember more or less how is already and yet?
Yet is aún.
Aún,
You already. Yeah.
Ah, very good. Already is like yeah. Okay. So when already we finish the action. Okay, it's opposite to yet. So we have already packed our things. Okay, we have finished that. So it's a situation that finished before you expect it. So it's already. And when you ask with yet, it's because we are we have two options for questions or for interrogatives. You see, like have you packed your things yet? Okay. In this case, it's like, ya empacaste tus cosas, but only for the questions. And for the negatives, I haven't packed nothing yet. Okay. Aún no he empacado nada. So, already for affirmatives, yet for negatives, and interrogatives.
Okay. I have a question.
Yes.
Already always is after the subject,
After the auxiliary.
the auxiliary.
Uh-huh. We have already packed our things.
Okay.
But the yet is always at the end. At the end of the question or at the end of the sentence. Okay, so for example, I say, I haven't packed yet. Okay, haven't packed yet. No he empacado nada.
Okay.
Mhm. Good. More questions about this?
No.
Great, excellent, my dear. So the next thing that we have is the time expressions that indicate an unfinished period of time. What is that? As I mentioned before, the present perfect is something that we relate of with the past and with the present, right? Like like a connection of something that begins in the past and continues until the present. So when we have this kind of expressions, you see, we are explaining that the time or the period of time is still not finished or is still ongoing. Yes, for example, today, if you're talking of today, it's because today is still ongoing. ¿Listo? Today todavía no se ha acabado el día de hoy. And it's the same with these things, okay? This week, this month, this year, this morning. So, for example, we have been locked down all this year. Oh my god. We have been locked down, hemos estado encerrados all this year. El año no se ha acabado, pero todo este año hemos estado encerrados. You see, so the year is still ongoing. This month, this morning, the morning is still ongoing. Okay, good, great. So, questions about these expressions?
No.
No? Okay, great. And oh, this is really ugly. No, horrible. Porque está tan fea. Okay, so basically, yes, I don't like it. It's very ugly. So the contrast between these two tenses. When we have the present perfect, we are not interested in the time. You see? So we are not interested in the time of an action, but in the results of the action. Okay? So I have gone to Paris 3 times. Okay, 3 veces, he ido 3 veces, estamos pendientes. We are paying attention to the number of times. Okay? But we are not talking about the specific details. Or we are considering the results. Okay? For us, with the present perfect, it's really important the results. That is the thing that we have here. Okay? So, for example, here, Mike can go skiing because he has broken his arm. What is the result? The broken arm. So, we are focusing on that thing, okay? In the past simple, we are interested, okay, in specific time expressions, okay? Like yesterday, 2 weeks ago, last year, like these kind of expressions, we use them. And we mention, the important for us is like the time. Mike didn't go skiing because he broke just in past his arm. We are giving specific details. Okay, good. Do you have questions about the comparison between these?
No.
Very good. So the next thing that we have is the other two tenses that we have: present perfect versus present perfect continuous. Okay, that's the other tense that we have. And the other tenses, okay, the present perfect and the present perfect continuous, the structure is basically really similar. Okay, what is the difference? That with the present perfect continuous, we're only using have been for all the verbs and an ing. You see, I have been reading, I have been working, I have been I don't know, living here. Yes, and this tense give us the idea of something that is continuous, that is going to continue. Okay, for the time. So we have here two main questions: how long and how much or how many. With how long we use, or well, the idea is like we can also use how long with present perfect, but how long we are focusing on the time. Yes, and that is the thing that I have been reading for 5 hours 14 minutes since 1995, and we're focusing on the amount of time that we have used to complete these activities. Okay, so I have been reading this book for 5 hours. Yes, so he estado leyendo, ando, for 5 hours. In this case, with how many or how much, we are focusing on the results. Remember that the present perfect is on the results, we focus on the results. So I have read 130 pages. Hasta este momento he leído. You see? No importa si vas a continuar leyendo, pero te estás enfocando, you're focusing on the results. Okay,
Okay.
great. What else do we have here? When we refer to finished actions. Okay, and when this one finish, okay, it's because the action is still ongoing. Look at this. She has been reading, ha estado leyendo, okay, a book about witches. But here, she has read. It's something that she finished. And as it's an experience, we explain it with this one. She has read a book about witches. Okay, good. So far, questions about this?
No.
Great. Well, also, when we see the results, okay, it's because um, we're talking about something that started and is still ongoing, but the result is not still finished. Okay, like in the present perfect. With the present perfect, you say it has rained. Se acabó. Ya dejó de llover. Ha estado lloviendo. Es cuando usamos el presente continuo. It has been raining. And is still ongoing. Sigue lloviendo o está lloviznando. The rain is still ongoing. Okay, so the result, you can see the result, but the cause of that result has not finished. What has been going on there? The children had been cooking. Okay, los chicos han estado cocinando, no han terminado. Okay, but you can already see some results about that situation. Okay, and the next thing that we have is like when you talk about the result, just focusing on the result, you don't use ing. I've been breaking my leg because this is not a continuous process, right? You want to focus on the situation. I broke my leg, okay? Me rompí
Okay.
mi pierna. I've been knowing them for ages? No. This is like when you talk about a specific and you focus on the time, like in the result. I've known them for ages. Los he conocido, okay? No los he estado conociendo, right? But when you talk about situations like your work, like your house, like the place where you live, like I don't know, your studies, yes, you can use both tenses. Pueden usar ambos tiempos. I've been living here for many years. He estado viviendo aquí por muchos años o he vivido aquí por muchos años. And the tense is the same, okay? I've been studying, I don't know, economics o I have studied economics. He estado estudiando economía o he estudiado economía. And that depends of the intensity or of the focus that you want to give. If you want to focus on the long of the time, you're gonna use the ing. If you want to focus on the result, you're gonna use the present
Yes.
perfect. I live here for many years. Good. Okay. Good. So we're gonna practice. Okay. I love this item.
Okay.
Practice time. Yes. So we're gonna make the exercises for the brain. So we have the first exercise. The first one is only present perfect with simple past. Okay. So the idea is
Okay.
like you're going to complete the sentences. I'm going to give you 1 minute so you can read the entire thing. 2 minutes. And when you finish, you tell me the answers. Okay? You're going to read up all the text. But first, take your
Okay.
time, read, and try to identify where are the conjugations. Backups. Backups. Okay, ready? More or less?
More or less, because I think all the exercise are present perfect.
Okay, very good. Let's check it out. Don't worry, that is the idea that we can check out what are the difference. Okay, so go ahead and start reading,
Okay,
and I will correct it.
okay. A group of thieves has stolen the dragon's eye ruby from the Grand Gallery. Last night at about 1 a.m., the alarm have gone off.
Okay, pay attention. Here we have a specific time, last night, and we have a specific
Yeah,
hour, 1 a.m. So in this case, it's past simple. The alarm went off. Okay, so it's just, and
okay,
also it's a situation that happened just in a moment. Okay, like it's not something that se ha desactivado la alarma. No, no estamos hablando en el presente ya. No nos interesa. Esto ya acabó. La alarma se desactivó. So the alarm went off. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Number three.
Police rush,
The police rush. Very good.
rush
Uh huh.
to the building immediately, but
Uh huh. But they
were too late.
Very good. In specific time or some a situation that is finished. Ellos llegaron o estuvieron tarde, and that's it. Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
Right after learning of the robbery, the major set up.
Had set up. Very good, because it's something that is still ongoing. Had set up. Okay. Have set up. Oh well, in this case, has, because it's the major. Okay, so the major has set up, ha establecido, okay, a telephone hotline.
For information about the death.
Good.
3 people called so
Okay,
far.
but pay attention, so far, hasta el momento. So we are connecting the past with the present.
Have called.
Very good, have called. 3 people have called so far. Hasta el momento han llamado 3 personas.
3 personas. But the police are still looking for further information.
Very good.
They believe it is probable that the thieves have left
Have
the
left.
city.
Have left the city.
The curator of the Grand Gallery has suffered
Great, has suffered
50,000
50,000
reward for information leading to the capture of the thieves.
Very good. Okay, great. You see, so pay attention to the situations that finish or what just in a specific moment or are not important their results, but just the situation itself. Okay, so like in the go off. I'm gonna write the answers while you solve the second one, okay? Entonces resolucionas el segundo, listo. Dale con el segundo.
Listo.
Espérame. Went off. Espérame, ya te dejo ver. Listo. ¿Te cansas de ver así, cierto?
Sí.
Okay, very good. So go ahead.
Okay, I have someone.
Okay, so I have something. Okay.
I have something. Okay.
The police.
The police caught the robber when he has stealing.
Okay, he had stealing. No.
No. He was stealing the
was
stolen
selling.
art.
Okay, yes, you can use he was selling the stolen art, or you can also say he had sold. Cuando él había vendido. Cuando él. Okay. You can also
Ok,
use
no
this.
está claro si lo vendió o si lo estaba vendiendo, ¿no?
Okay, that's right. But in this case, we can only use the past continuous then. He was selling cuando lo estaba vendiendo. The stolen arm. And that is okay.
Ok.
Okay, the next one.
Unbelievable.
Unbe-
Unbelievable. No pude.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
The same woman has won the lottery twice. Nice name.
Very good. Has won. Great. The next one.
Okay, so far the children has raised.
Very good. Have because it's plural. The children have
Aha.
raised.
Okay.
Because it's the children. Okay,
Yeah.
since the city.
I don't know this phrase.
Okay, this is something that has been already done. Okay, since the city passed, only in the past because la ciudad pasó o presentó la ley. So it's something that is finished. Since the city passed its new laws crime last year.
Yes. Crime have fallen.
Very good. Has fallen because is has fallen because it's past is a singular, right?
Singular?
Crime.
Okay.
Crime has
Has
fallen.
fallen.
Good. The kidnappers.
Okay. Um, haven't called
Very good.
and haven't demand any reason yet.
Very good. Haven't demand. Okay. What about the other one?
I don't understand this phrase.
Okay. The snowstorms. Ninguna tormenta. Strike es golpear o sí, golpear. Las tormentas que golpean. Okay.
No storms has a strike.
Very good. Pay attention because it's plural. Have and what is the past participle of a
Yes.
strike? Striking.
So, since the summer
This is a specific point. It's something that is finished.
has
Since the
begun.
summer has begun, yes. Well, I would recommend more a past simple here. Since the summer began. Desde que el verano comenzó. Yes? We
Okay.
usually don't say since the summer has begun, ha comenzado, no, sino desde que el verano comenzó. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that we have another exercise. Yes, this one. Okay. This is with ing and past present perfect and present perfect continuous. Okay, have been and have been working. Okay, so
Okay.
go ahead. I'm gonna give you 1 minute as well.
Okay.
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 Okay, so the first one.
Many residents have been homeless ever since last month's storm, and have stayed with relatives while their homes are being repaired.
Okay, very good. In this case, it's not half a state because it's not we're not focused on the result, but on the time. ¿Listo? Desde este tiempo se han estado quedando mientras se le repara su casa. ¿Listo? Entonces, en este caso nos estamos enfocando más en lo que va a durar, ¿ok? Lo que va a durar la actividad, que es hasta que se repare su casa. So, have been staying. ¿Ok? Se han estado quedando.
Es que yo lo entendí como han estado con sus
Han
familiares.
estado con sus relativos, listo, con sus familiares.
Sí.
Pero en este caso, como nos estamos enfocando en el while, ¿sí ves? Mientras sus casas se están reparando, we're focusing on the time, estamos enfocándonos en el tiempo. Como mientras se les repara las casas, se han estado quedando. So that is the way that we use it, okay? The next one, although crews
have repaired the subway signals all week, they still haven't solved the problem of long delays.
Okay, very good. They still aún no han solucionado. Haven't solved. Haven't solved. Haven't solved. But pay attention what happened here in the first one. No han solucionado. Y aquí estamos enfocándonos en la semana, ¿sí ves? En el tiempo. All week. So, have been repairing. Han estado reparando toda la semana. ¿Listo? Nos estamos enfocando en el tiempo en el cual ellos han realizado la acción. That is the past perfect continuous when you focus on the time that you use for complete some actions. Han estado reparando, aunque han estado reparando, no se ha solucionado. You see?
Ok, porque sí, yo lo había visto como que ya lo habían reparado, pero entonces no me fijé en el all week.
Ajá, no, y no solo
Porque
eso.
si lo repararon, no puede ser en toda la semana.
Exacto. No solo eso, sino que también, mira acá, not solved, no lo han resuelto. No han resuelto el problema de los delays. Ok.
Ok.
Ok, number 4.
Police has worked. How the stores that the thieves haven't robbed.
Very good.
Yet.
Haven't robbed yet. Very good. So haven't robbed yet. Okay. And here we're gonna give just the emphasis has been wording. Ha estado cuidando o ha estado protegiendo. Has been wording the stores that the thieves haven't robbed yet. Que no han robado todavía. Okay. And the number 4.
Some organizations provide free meals to residents and will continue to do so all week.
Okay, have provided. Okay, to residents. Okay, very good. So, do you have more questions about this, Maria Teresa?
No, teacher, it's difficult. This is her exercise.
Yes, I'm going to give you an exercise. Give me just one moment. Present perfect versus present perfect continuous. Exercise. I'm gonna give you some links so you can practice with that. Okay?
Okay.
So just give me a second. Okay. And well, that will be the topic for today.